because when you come halfway and halfway, obviously I know you're coming.
Okay.
You see what I mean by that?
Yeah.
It's one thing to cover that distance in the Tyson thing because your head's moving, but the way you just did that, that doesn't work. So if you're coming forward one step, you got to be one step away. Or if you are going to come one step at a time, you've got to change the angle a little bit. Actually, that gave me an idea. Let's because that what you're doing looks good, but I want to move on since I think you have that. So if we're going to move forward 3 steps, let's do it like this. Back all the way up to the wall. Okay, take your first step. Okay, now your next step, you need to veer to the left or the right. Did you go forward or no?
No, I went to the left.
Well, you got to go forward and to the left. So
Okay.
go back to your starting point. Take one step forward. Now step forward into the left or forward into the right. Okay? Now go back to straight again.
Oh, so you want me to pivot back where I'm facing perfectly like
Yep.
this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, but take a step as you do it. Yep. So you're going straight, over, and straight. So we're not going in a straight line towards them is what I was getting at. So play around with that. Let's see what we can come up with. You could even take one step and then a switch step if you want. That would work. You just can't take 3 in a row like you were doing.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that okay to change it like that? Because I just realized instead of doing my lead foot to the right, if I was going to the right, I could just, if I took a step right here, I just did it without moving my front
Yeah,
foot. Is that possible?
it's changing the angle, so it's just not going in a straight line. That's the biggest thing. You don't have to overthink it. And the same thing going backwards.
Okay.
You know, you can take a step back, pivot, and then pivot again. No. So what I'm saying is, come towards the camera, close as you can get. All right, now square up. Take a step back. So 1 foot, nope, just 1 foot back, and then stop. Now pivot off that back foot. Now pivot off that back foot again.
Okay.
So even that's better. Even though you're going in a straight line, if you stop the pivot a little bit differently, yeah. So you know what I mean? So do this. Square back up. Put 1 foot behind you. Okay. Now pivot beyond your stance. There you go. Now pivot back into your regular stance from there, off your back foot. Nope. Put your foot back. Off your back foot, pivot back into your normal or your go further. Nope, go further than that. Yep, like that.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you can even go past that if you wanted to.
So where to go?
And then again, yeah. Basically so that you're going kind of in a wavy motion.
Okay.
So start from the beginning. Square up. One foot back. Pivot past. Keep going. Not that far. Not that far. About there. Now, pivot past your normal point again. Keep going. Pivot more. Not that far. About there. See what I mean? That way he can't just walk forward towards you.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at. Okay, now. Step back just a little bit. A little bit more. I gotta be able to see your front foot. Okay, plant your front foot in the ground, and I want you to move. Don't move your front foot. Okay, start throwing some punches off of that. Keep your defense. Keep your head movement. Okay, and then occasionally switch into the other stance, and then that front foot is also not moved. Yep, and the other thing that you got to do is, so look, go back to your original position. Okay, so leave your front foot there. You can pivot. So you're at 12 o'clock. You can pivot to 3, you can pivot to 6, you can pivot to 9 before you switch.
Okay.
So you need to do that. You need to change the positions where you're pivoting from because it's going to change the angles.
Okay.
You got to make sure you're getting low on some of those pivots too.
Okay.
Okay, lastly, here's what I want. So I want you to shadow box. I want you to only go about 60% speed.
Okay.
Make sure that you're throwing in stuff that we worked on, but also all of our other stuff too. Good footwork. Might be more creative. It's okay just to backpedal around in a circle. As long as our left hand is out, it's okay. Okay, now, so that's 70%. Now go 100%. Well, we got to walk off sometimes. Their hands down, yep. You got to sell that a little bit better. Nice, that was better. practice punch and pulling out. Nope. If we're not going to be punching, go ahead and step out. Remember, we got to move on the outside like we don't have a care in the world. With our hands down, just moving. Because you got to remember, stop for a second. So when we're moving on the outside with our hands down, okay? When you pull out and your hands are down like that, and then you want to throw, you don't have to bring your hands back up. We can throw our punches from down there. So make sure you do that sometimes. Otherwise, they're going to know you're not going to throw until you bring your hands up. There you go. Yep. Yep, nice.
Garlic.
Nice move there. I don't know what you call that, but that looks smooth. Nice. Okay, time. Really good practice. Really good. So here's one thing I'm watching, especially when we're doing the all-out sparring. There's sometimes where you're getting too greedy.
Okay.
You're throwing too many. And there's sometimes where you throw one, and there should definitely be another one from that spot, or at least another one as you're coming out. We shouldn't be throwing anything less than really 3 at a time.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, obviously there's extreme circumstances, but sometimes when you go into like 6 or 8, the first